Hello everyone, Josh May here from Tacony. Excited, I just got my samples in of the new R40P and S40P tandem air vacuum cleaners, and we're going to shoot some video showing you the differences, the improvements we made within the lineup. I've got my own personal radiance here. It's 8 years old. It's not perfect, there's a few scuffs and scratches on it. And the new Riccar R40P, and I've got a G9 as well as a Simplicity S40P. We'll do some still shots and show you all the changes that we made, starting from the top and working our way down the vacuum. Okay, again, starting from the top and working our way down, one of the first things we changed beginning in the 30 series and implemented in the 40 series is, on the older models we had a solid molded plastic handle. The new models have a rubber foam grip on both sides of the handle for more comfort and ease of use. One other nice functionality change that we made in the 30 series that is also transferred over into the new 40 series is in relation to the switches on the handle. We had two switches on the old machines, so a consumer could theoretically turn it on and not have the brush on, and vacuums are primarily made for carpet, and they'd be vacuuming their carpet without the brush on. So consumers had to think to shut it off and on for bare floors and back and forth. With the new generation of tandem air, we have a one switch with a touchpad, and it's always going to default to the brush being on, and the consumer has to think to turn it off. So we turn it on, always goes on. Notice the light went green. What we changed on the vacuum cleaners was when the cord was mounted on the vacuum on the cord hooks, it was pretty inconvenient to access and use the hose because it was inside of here. You'll notice that right now it's up here, easy to access, so you don't have to unwrap the whole cord, plug it into the wall to access your cord in your hose anymore. Basically what you do is plug it in, away you go. You don't have to fight it inside of here anymore. It's all over the top. Also, in relation to the hose, we changed where the mounting of the hose is on the side of the machine from a molded plastic, where you kind of had to press it into place, to an actual magnetic holder. So now the hose, the wire, the metal in the hose is attracted to the magnet, and it just sticks in place. Probably one of the funnest things we did last year in the 30 series that made a big splash in the industry was changing the length of our hose from a 10-foot hose, which is now true on the 40 series and the old machines as well, to a 17.5-foot hose. So now we've got 17.5 feet on our hose. Staying on this subject, the other thing that was improved was the length of the wands. In the past, pretty much had to bend over if you're using this. Now you can actually stand at full height. So you got about 9 inches more wand length than we used to. Another advantage to our improvements in our tools is that we made this valve a lot larger, which increases the amount of airflow that we get when using the accessories. The final improvement we made in relation to the tools and hose features on this vacuum cleaner is the actual activating of the tools. In the past we had a tool setting right here. You turned it on. It was very easy to do, but occasionally people forgot that it was on, put their tools back in place, and left it in the tools setting. With the new 40 series, we've made this handle longer so it sticks in the way of the hose, so that when you mount this on here, it'll kind of indicate that there's something obviously not right because this is hitting it and it's not mounting correctly. In regards to the filtration on this vacuum cleaner, one of the things we changed that we wanted to do was make it more simplified for the consumer to take the filter off, to access the filters, and to get to it. Also create a better seal so we get better filtration. We know that some people had a hard time pushing these tabs and actually getting this to release, and also to get the filters out of here, which, okay, 2 pieces, kind of hard to remove. The new system is right here, just a tab. It's entire filter set. So when you replace this, you buy the whole filter and it snaps right into place. You'll hear a good solid click knowing it's in. Once again, removal is very simple. So that's a new improvement. Way to go, Tacony. One of the other improvements that I almost forgot to mention on these vacuum cleaners was what we did with the direct air motor. In the past, we had a smaller filter that wasn't sealed, and in order to minimize emissions, we put a larger filter and sealed it on the direct air motor of the new 40 series vacuum cleaners. Another part of the filtration process is, of course, the bags, and we made great improvements last update on the 30 series with the proof bags and how they contain dirt. They're a lot easier for consumers to use and to access. No more cardboard collars and pushing tabs and fighting your fingers in here. So we had the cardboard, kind of had to tape it closed in the past. Now we have the self-sealing proof bag, which loads very easily into the vacuum cleaner. 2 clicks and you're in. Another improvement in relation to the bags that we made was sometimes consumers could, in error or on purpose, put the bag door on and run it without a bag. The new vacuum cleaners do not allow us to do that. They won't go on without a bag in place. It won't close. So the consumer does have to use it correctly. In addition to making the vacuum so that you couldn't put the door on without the bag being put on correctly, we also made it so that when the consumer puts the bag on, it's got to click twice, as we talked about earlier, but let's pretend like for whatever reason they don't get it up there snug and it's not on all the way. Because we mold these and make these in our own factory, put a ridge right here on the door so that it will seal that in for you should the customer not get it in all the way, so it's not going to leak dust and debris inside the bag chamber. We also changed the full bag indicator on the new generation of tandem air vacuum cleaners. For those of you that sold the old G9s or RAD-Ps and Radiances and X9s, know that the full bag indicator would take a long time to come on if it ever came on at all. The new machines, this is definitely true on the 30 series, but also now true on the 40 series, is you're going to get the full bag indicator to be very accurate. At about 7 seconds, the orange light will come on indicating that we've either clogged or overfilled the bag on the vacuum cleaner. So I'm just going to turn it on, run it for 7 seconds to demonstrate that. There are some additional improvements we made to this vacuum that are kind of hard to show mechanically. And this is not even the best example because these are fans from the 30 series and the fans from the 40 series are larger, but this is all I had for the video, so this is what you get. So on the older Brilliance and Synchrony models, we had 7 blades that were shorter and tend to be a little bit more easy to clog. We went to a 5-bladed system, which have taller, more concave, more space, so we decreased clogging and increased airflow. So the cleaning performance is better, the clogging is decreased. Know that the fans are bigger on the 40 series than these ones, but this is what I had. Just as a reminder, we put an access port to your direct air motor. Should the consumer ever manage to clog the vacuum, you have access right here that gets you right into the direct air motor. In order to put brighter light output on these vacuum cleaners, we went from 6 lights, 2 of which were for the dust and allergen sensor, to 8 lights, 2 of which are for the dust and allergen sensor. In summary, I know I don't own state-of-the-art video equipment. I'm not the best video presenter in the world, but I am super excited for what these products can do for you and for your store.